specifically with Chad and Lori?
I think that there would be some debate about whether they are a cult, by the way. Boy, that's a really involved question, I think. If we consider Chad and Lori to be a part of a cult or to have developed a cult, I think the way that happens is they're seeking validation. They want others to join because they want some of those beliefs reinforced. I think Chad Daybell's definitely someone who wants validation from a lot of people. He wants acknowledgement. He wants people to give him attention. He wants to be significant. I think that as some of these other groups, like Preparing a People, embrace him, he's running with that, and he's seeking validation of his beliefs. Both Lori and he are seeking validation of their beliefs, and that's how it's expanding. If it does become a cult, or it becomes defined as a cult, it's because they want a larger group to believe this so that they're relevant.
Okay, all right, cool. So tell me a little bit how it, like if we go back to, if we're introducing this idea of like this behavior and this behavior and this behavior could be construed as cult-like.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something that is, if like we're saying this could lead to, because I think like what we're doing is like saying, I think they got caught early. Like I think they had the possibility of growing. I think they were pretty small.
Right.
I think they're bigger than maybe we think, but
true.
But I think that it was a small thing that potentially could have become something bigger.
Yeah.
So what are the characteristics about that? Like, you know, it's the, whatever those characteristics are that seem to you that they could be cult-like or sort of punched.
So one thing I've speculated on, or I've thought about lately to a larger degree, is where could this have gone? And if you look at Chad Daybell and you look at his belief system, he has a lot in common with some of the more nefarious leaders, co-leaders, dictators in history, right? He's very close-minded. He has this overly simplistic rating system where he's dehumanizing people. I think that's a critical piece of this. The zombie part has the potential for immense destruction. If you can think about this, if Chad Daybell comes to power, let's say Chad Daybell occupies a position of immense power in this country. I don't know what that would be, maybe a senator, who knows, whatever that is. And let's say he convinces millions of people that there's zombies running around that are evil, that need to be purged, right? Does he then, and that's not unimaginable, does he then look like other nefarious leaders who have done similar things? Is that different than Hitler purging Jews? Is that different than the Khmer Rouge purging Cambodians? Is that very different than the Rwandan genocide, where the Hutu were calling the Tutsi cockroaches? Is there a difference between a cockroach and a zombie? I mean, a zombie might be a little more evil, but still, they're calling human beings cockroaches. 1 million people died in Rwanda in 100 days. That's just unimaginable. Could that have happened here? Could Chad Daybell have been the leader as a United States Senator, let's say? I don't know, whatever that was or looks like. Who created this fiction and had enough people to believe this fiction that there were zombies out there that were threatening the American way of life and needed to be purged. Could he have made that happen? Could he have killed millions of people over a period of months because he was able to get that belief to catch on? I don't know. That's something that I've thought about a lot. That this is not just about several people dying. It is, of course, and it's a tragedy, but it's potentially about something much larger. It's potentially about someone who could have been or might have been a tyrant given the right conditions and the right circumstances, and he could have created a lot of havoc and a lot of death, and that's happened. If we've learned nothing else from history, we've learned that dehumanizing groups of people and developing your own version of reality, often fiction. You know, the Tutsi in Rwanda were not cockroaches, obviously, they were human beings. They lived together. These groups lived together for many years without any problems. But the minute they become dehumanized, and the minute that the leaders requested a revolution and a purge of the Tutsi, millions of people died. So I think the implications from this are potentially deep and broad and frightening to some degree. And if it's not Chad Daybell, maybe it's somebody else in power. I don't know. You know, there's concerns there.
So